Yeah, I mean, Jake Knapp, so proud of him. Obviously, number one, I'm happy we won. Last week, close to a complete game. We talked about it before he went out there in the ninth, like, hey, learn from last week. Don't jog out there too fast. Stay in your legs. I thought he was in total control, didn't walk anybody. He had 3 pitches tonight. Obviously, he had that elite fastball, and he just set the tone for us. But a total complete team win. How about Carter French? He's from down here. He went to Tampa Jesuit. Those 3 pitchers are all his friends, and obviously they were going to try to have some bragging rights. But even a guy like Reece coming in there and getting that big safety down and tacking on runs, Vandy with some big swings to the bat. Gavin, I thought when Gavin hit that home run, I felt like, man, they kind of knew, like, ooh, this is going to be tough. They're pretty good. But the story of the game, obviously, is Jake Knapp, a kid that I haven't been a head coach that long, but, to sit beside me and the whole season and then to come back and to believe in us and to see him where he is. And I feel pretty confident that might have locked up ACC Pitcher of the Year. But Jake he deserves that, but he'll keep working and be ready next week for the ACC tournament.
Can you just take me through those emotions when he threw that last pitch? I mean, last time you guys played Florida State, he wasn't even able to step on the field.
Yeah, and winning, I've been here a lot, and winning a Friday night game at Florida State is like winning a Friday night game at Bosher Stadium at Virginia. It's hard, and to throw a complete game like that is even harder. But obviously, that's why you coach. You coach for so many reasons, but I've coached long enough to know that it's about these kids and the relationship. Yes, we want to win. There's no doubt about it, but this is a special group, and Jake's the leader. He is the leader of our team, and he stepped in last year and was an unbelievable leader, and that's why he's getting rewarded for that as well.
We kind of joked about it all year, but was there any doubt he was going back out for the ninth?
No. I talked to Coach Gaines about it. He said, even if it's extended, I said, man, as hot as it is, his delivery's so good. We've kept him, respectable pitch counts. He only had to work hard in 1 inning. The pitch count went up for 1 inning. So unless we just blow it open with like 11 runs and he sits for 30-plus minutes, it was going to be hard for me to take him out. And, he's a horse. That's a workload guy. So there was no discussion on my end. But obviously I've been here a lot too, so we had McDuffie ready. And, if we need to make that change, we would. And I think the biggest play late was Stokely making that play that Gavin threw across the diamond with Load East, because the leadoff hitter gets on here before you blink, man. They have the bases loaded, just how it works down here.
Your other captain also had a really productive night at the plate. What is he just bringing to that 2-hole spot?
Same, hard-nosed, JUCO kid, self-made player, works, a leader. We're just thankful that he's, where he is, because he's worked to get back to where he was. And not many guys would stick it out when you're on the bench after you played every single day the year before, stuck it out. And, again, we're lucky to be around him every day.
Jamie Roland is another one of those top arms in the
he's
ACC.
good.
What was you guys' plan for him, and then how did you execute? You got him out really early.
The plan was good, and Coach Weirs and Coach Jackson had the plan. I'm not going to go over the detailed plan because we might face them again. But our guys, they listen, they buy into it. They know approach is everything. We talk about it all the time. Just talked to Michael Bush, and he sent me a text, and I shared it with the guys, like, you have to have an approach. If you don't have an approach, you have to compete, number one. You can't be thinking too much, but you have to have an approach against elite arms. And he's an elite arm with an elite slider, and he threw more sliders than he did fastball. So I thought throughout, early on, he was really tough on our left-handed hitters. Obviously, French was able to handle him, and that's probably because he played against him all the time. So we just had to keep battling, and we had some big swings at the bat. But we got his pitch count up. And I think there was 1 inning where he threw a good amount, which I felt like, okay, we're going to get him out pretty early.
Was that one of the offensive objectives? I know in 1 inning, I think he had 40 more pitches than Jake.
Yeah, you want to work walks when you can. And against a guy like this, as a head coach, I just told our guys, you can't be afraid to strike out looking, because this stuff is nasty. If you think it's a ball out of the hand and we can work a walk, we'll take that walk, because if you swing out of the hand, it's a strikeout anyway. And they did a really good job of that, of battling, especially after probably the third, maybe it was the third we got his pitch count up. And the distribution throughout the lineup was also really, really good. And I mean, heck, I don't know if Kepley hit that ball off him, but that was an unbelievable play, and I can't believe Bass tagged right there. And then as fast as he was, I told him, I said, "Did I send you?" And he said, "I did." I don't remember sending him. So, but Arnold's he's nasty.
Have you ever seen somebody tag from second and score? And the play was right here where we were standing.
I don't think
One
I
of the best
have.
catches I've ever seen.
I don't think, unbelievable play. I don't think I've seen that. And one thing about Tyson Bass is he's got elite closing speed. He's not as fast as Vance, but once he gets going, he's on you really, really fast. And he timed it up good, and he has great instincts. Like he's got a good baseball brain. And he was thinking go. He said I sent him, but he had the speed to catch up because obviously I saw that he was down. I think Bass used his head because I really don't think I sent him, honestly. But I have to go back and look. Maybe I did.
Appreciate it.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank
See
y'all.
you tomorrow.
I've been giving her that all year.
Yes, he has.
Jake, I mean, when did you know you were?
It's not something I'd really try and think about, honestly. Just try and go out there every half and try and do it again. So I knew I had good stuff early, but it's not like I felt like, all right, I have it. Honestly, like you get a little bit of it when throwing the changeup and slider for a strike. That was the big adjustment I wanted to have going into this week. So when I knew I had those, like I knew I had a chance, but it's so hard to tell if you have it or not until the kind of final out happens.
I mean, there were several. I think you had 3 or 4 innings. You had 10 pitches or less.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever felt it like that and had it rolling like that?
That's just kind of a product of the situation we were in. Florida State's really aggressive, something we talked about. We knew we were going to be able to get quick outs if we were in the zone. So the plan was just to attack, and I got lucky that they hit them to a lot of our guys. So great defense and good game plan from Coach Gaines. So.
Can you just take me through the emotions? A 9-inning complete game. I know your last complete game has a little bit of an asterisk because it's a 7-inning one.
Yeah.
Last time you guys played Florida State, you had to watch from the dugout because you couldn't even pitch.
Mm-hmm.
So can you just kind of take me through this?
Yeah, they ended our season last year, which all of us that were here remember that. So coming down here with a little chip, playing on the road at the end of the year. But even from last week, you get a taste of it going out for the 9th against State. I wanted to finish it, and I had no idea what my pitch count was, so it's not like the Bosch where you can look a couple different places and see your pitch count. So I had no idea where I was at, and I was just hoping that they weren't coming down and I wouldn't have to argue with them to stay out there. So
what was happening? They showed you a lot on camera just sitting in the dugout between that 8th and 9th inning. Can you kind of take me through what was going through your head, if there was anything?
Coach Forbes came up to me and told me like I need to slow down a lot. Like went out for State last week like really quick, went through my warm-ups really quick. So he came down, so I kind of just laid back and tried to relax. I knew that I wanted to go out there and get the complete game, but just kind of trying to take what he said to heart and use it.
He talks a lot about, I think last time against State, the leadoff guy got on, and Lodis was the leadoff guy. He hit that huge homer off you. So just how big was that? What were you feeling when he got out?
I was supposed to get that pitch in. It was middle, and he hit it really hard. All 3 of those guys hit it hard in that last inning, but that's where you give credit where credit's due, and Gavin hung in there and dug the ball. So big defense and at the end of the game right there, and they saved me from getting pulled, so I'm happy about that.
North Carolina comes down to Tallahassee, wins the first game 8-3 on the back of Jake Knapp. Complete game for the senior Grace. Just a fantastic outing for the young man.
I feel like we knew this was coming. He pitched a 7-inning complete game, so he kind of, against Stanford, he says he kind of has an asterisk. When I talked to him a few weeks ago, he said he would pitch the rest of his complete games if he could. He was 115 total pitches. He didn't walk anyone. He ran into a little bit of trouble when Alex Lodis, who was the front runner for the Golden Spikes Award, took him yard. But other than that, he was spectacular and pushes his record to a perfect 11-0.
11-0. North Carolina takes the first game in a 3-game series of Florida State. Gavin Gallaher gets it started with a monstrous home run off the scoreboard here in Dick Howser Stadium. Jackson Vanderbrake, another great game on offensive end, made some plays on the defensive side. I thought the key to the game tonight, other than Knapp's pitching, was Carolina able to make the small plays. Reece Holbrook with a safety squeeze scores a run. Tyson Bass tags from second base, scores on a fly out, even though it was a great catch in left field. Just doing the small things add up to 8 runs, add up to a win for North Carolina.
Yeah, they fired on all cylinders, including the defense, and I think another offensive key for them is they were able to force Jamie Arnold out of the game early. He's one of the premier arms in the ACC. Today was widely regarded on who's kind of going to win maybe ACC ACC Pitcher of the Year. Jake outdueled him, and the Tar Heels were able to hit enough to get him out of the game and go to the Florida State bullpen, which has been shaky to say the least.
Yeah, one of the most incredible stats I've seen. It was 1-0 North Carolina after 4 innings. Jamie Arnold had 77 pitches. Jake Knapp had only 47. I've never seen that kind of disparity in pitch counts in a ball game before, especially a close ball game. That was the key to the game. Carolina got to that bullpen, made them pay. Takes the series opener 1-0 Friday night. What can we expect from the Tar Heels and Florida State? They'll throw more lefties at the Tar Heels tomorrow night.
Yes, they'll start Joey Vellini, who Wes Mendez, and Jimmy Arnold and Carter French all actually went to high school together. He's had a few up and down outings, kind of like Aiden Houck. He's had one big blow up one, but has been on the better train since then. He will go against Jason DeCaro, who hasn't pitched since last Tuesday, I believe, and will need some time on the mound. And Alex Lodis and that Florida State offense will not be going quietly until the Tallahassee night. So both teams got their work cut out for them.
Stay tuned to Inside Carolina on location here in the Florida State visiting dugout.